All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our podcast, Spinal Strength. I'm your host, Dr. Kern Singh, board certified orthopedic spine surgeon, joined as always by my co host, Alex Roca, who we keep on trying to replace with Dave. But Dave's not answering my phone calls, man. I think you gave me the wrong number.
I'm gonna get him on. I think the episode after this one, let's have Dave.
we should. I'm being serious. We should really get him on. Like, there's no reason not to get him on. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I want him to. I don't want to be on that episode. I just want to cold throw him into the fire pit and let you guys go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to be in the episode? Have you given up on Spinal? We're growing. People really loved the last episode, the recovery.
Yeah, that's because everybody was like, "Hey, and now I don't feel bad about sitting on my butt."
Yes.
I got a lot of those responses.
I think, to be honest, you should get him on, but we should ease him in and then throw him in.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
Because you never know if he's nervous, and it's just not worth it. It should be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. We'll do that.
All right. So what are we going to do today? We are going to talk about, it's actually an extension of the recovery episode. Cool. All right? Because it's about nutrition and recovery. And it's about ultra-processed foods and recovery.
Okay.
So I think that's important because we talked about how rest and allowing your body to heal helps you, but we didn't really get into the nutritional process of that. So everyone knows, or everyone has heard, ultra-processed foods, bunch of bad health conditions, increased inflammation, health destructive. Now we're going to separate facts from fiction, talk about that, what evidence is there and what's exaggerated, and then talk about what do you need to improve your recovery, prevent injury, and then the role that ultra-processed foods do or have in injury and pain. Got it?
Like it, yeah.
All right. Once again, very relatable for everybody. Let me ask you this. What do you define as a ultra-processed food? And it could be, I'm not talking about scientifically.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, just layman's terms.
If it does not walk or grow from the earth.
Walk or grow from the earth. Okay.
Does not walk the earth or does not grow.
Cocaine grows from the earth. So is that ultra processed?
Well,
okay.
Well, it would be ultra processed to become cocaine, but
okay,
if that makes sense.
How about opium and poppy seeds? I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm gonna refine your definition a little bit. Okay,
that's a good thing.
Yeah. How about we say it's typically things you don't use in your kitchen?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an easy way of doing it. I mean, just think of it that way. It's like if you look on the back of one of my favorite, so I'm a candy guy. I think we talked about this, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite candy?
Sour Patch Kids, man.
Do you have a pack there?
Do not.
You don't?
Because what I do is I buy the family pack.
You don't have the family pack there?
No.
Okay, Google it right now. Let's look on the back of what are the ingredients? Sugar number one. And this is important. This is really important. So what I would classify as ultra processed is the following: flavor enhancers, artificial colors, things we call emulsifiers. So to keep the consistency, stabilizers, preservatives, added starches. That's what we say ultra processed, right?
All right, you ready for these?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Okay, go for it. Let's talk about this. Because by the way, this is what I'm really getting into lately is the watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Oh yeah, those are good, man.
There's something about, I don't know what it is.
You know what the hack is? Open up the Sour Patch Kids or your Sour Patch watermelon. Don't zip them back up. Let them dry out and get a little stale.
Like it, yeah.
You know why? Better that way.
You know why? I'll tell you why you like that. Because you're neurotic like me. Because they last longer in your mouth. They don't have
harder to chew.
Yeah, but it's probably more carcinogenic, my man. I don't know. It's something
for sure.
I mean, something's not right with it. You know what? The other thing I like now that I really like is as a treat, as a cheat, as a whatever. And I never liked it before, but I'm all in now. Peanut M&Ms.
Those are good, but for some reason they give me like heartburn, I think.
What are you, 59, man?
I
God.
don't know why. I think
Are you
something with
wearing a World War II veteran hat there? What is this? I mean, how old are you? It's like, come on. What is it?
it's just
What is it? What is it there?
Huga House. It's just a
What is
hat brand in San Diego.
Okay. All right. All
So
right. Are you getting money off it? Transparent Labs?
I do get a commission if you buy half this brand.
Is your car like NASCAR, just a bunch of logos? I mean, you got it like,
Oh yeah, I got tattoos with brands.
Uh, all right,
Yeah.
let's go back for the audience.
All
Now
right.
read to me slowly
Okay.
the ingredients on the Sour Patch Kid. By the way, I
I
love
thought
Sour Patch Kids.
I thought this ingredient list would be longer, but it's
No, it's
sugar,
just sugar. It's sugar
sugar,
and some coloring.
invert sugar,
Okay, well, I don't even know what that is, but that can't be natural.
corn syrup,
Okay, highly processed sugar, refined sugar,
modified corn starch,
modified sugar.
uh, tartaric
Yeah,
tartaric
tartaric
acid.
acid,
Yeah.
tartrate, which is a for tanginess, the bitterness.
Okay. Citric acid,
Once again, tanginess.
natural and artificial flavoring.
Natural. What is the natural flavor in the Sour Patch Kid? The
We
sour?
don't
I
know.
guess citric acid. That could be. Okay, fine.
And then dyes yellow 6, red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1.
Interestingly enough, have you been to Europe?
I have not, but those are banned there, aren't they?
What's interesting, so one of the things I do when I travel all over the world for work purposes and then for just a little bit more now for pleasure. But what I really enjoy doing is I actually enjoy getting chips and candy from different parts of the world
Hmm.
because the flavoring is different. Even Coke is different.
Yeah.
What's also more interesting when you travel the world, Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, which are harder to find, they have variations. You don't see the same colors because they're banned, right? So they're blunted. All these things, it's really interesting. Like, for a blueberry candy, they make it really bright blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Apple is a bright green because typically sour apple. The whole point of it being all of these colors is to enhance the experience and then the addictiveness of it. Because you could have it's. I mean, why does a blueberry drink or candy have to be blue?
Yeah, it doesn't. It just has to taste a certain
That's
way.
right. It has to taste a certain way. So
Yeah.
all these things. So let's go back to ultra processed food because I'm just salivating. By the way, I'm just
Yeah,
drooling.
same. I'm drooling.
I mean, I was gonna wipe up the drool. By the way, I like your stash. I like the
Thank you.
stash coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
I will be 34 tomorrow.
All right. At some point at 50, it's gonna gray out like this.
Yep.
Do you know the stages of how you age for all the men out there? Do you know how you age by grayness?
No. Enlighten
Okay.
me.
So you get the gray hair, right? First
Yeah.
thing. Then you get a little bit gray beard.
Yeah.
Then you get older, you get a little gray chest
Oh.
hair.
All right.
All right. All right. And these all increase. Then this is when you get really old. Okay. Gray eyebrow hair. You can't see it. Gray
That's the
eyebrow
last
hair.
to go.
What's that?
That's the last to go, though.
I don't know. Gray
Okay.
nose hair. Gray
Yeah.
nose hair. I mean, and then some gray arm hair.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's
It's
how you
over.
know. Yeah, I mean, listen, yes. And I reminded because my son who's now 14, who looks like me when I was 14, he looks much cooler. It didn't go through the awkward stage, to be honest, but reminds me, and I'm like, my God, 14 and 50, that 36-year age gap, you see it.
Yeah.
So going back to this now, ultra processed foods. What are one? Candy. What else do you hit ultra processed? Because people don't know. What else is there? What's the other thing that people
Oh.
consume daily?
Crackers, chips.
Soda. Let's go soda first. Pop
Okay, soda.
soda, right?
Sure.
I don't care if it's diet. I don't care whatever it is. It's ultra. I'm not saying you can't have it because listen, my cheat every day. I have a Coke Zero. I use the caffeine for a migraine. I have a very
Yep.
low dose. I don't drink coffee. That's my cheat. Packaged snack foods, like you said, chips, crackers, whatever it is. Um, desserts, fast food desserts, energy drinks are ultra processed, right? I use them.
Yeah.
I use the one I typically use pre-gym. I think we talked about this because
Yeah.
they're disclosed compounds. I don't like energy drinks without disclosed compounds.
Oh,
Jim's
yes. Yeah.
We should tag Jim Stepani. Tag him. He's a nutritionist, PhD. You know Jim
Okay.
Stepani? Have you seen him?
I feel like
He's
I've
very
heard.
good.
Yeah.
He's the one that comes with the gym. He's the one that first came up with all disclosed ingredients, no proprietary blends. He had a
Got
great episode on peptides. Someone asked him about does he take peptides, and the guy's like 60 something. He's ripped, he's jacked. His answer was no. The answer was no because I don't know the long term effects on it. There are
Yeah.
benefits, don't know long term. So he's
Yeah.
paused it. Going to him. Some protein bars.
Mm, yeah, I can
That's
see
why
that.
I don't. I do you remember we always talk about this years ago when we first started lifting? How many years ago we were consuming everything that was processed protein wise, right?
Oh,
Protein
yeah.
bars, protein shakes, whatever it may
Yep.
be.
Well, so as a quick aside, so my girlfriend just, as you know, just moved here from Australia. I'd lived there for the last 4 years. You
Are
cannot
you
even.
announcing this to us because you want to say you're heterosexual? I don't care if you're heterosexual,
Yeah.
homosexual. I don't care. In this
Yeah.
podcast, we're all inclusive, so I don't
Yeah.
really care, man.
Right.
We had doubts, but that's okay. I don't judge you.
Well, now everybody knows.
Okay.
But it's interesting because there's so many things she'll mention that you cannot even buy there. You cannot buy Monster Energy, like
Yep.
energy drinks there. She could eat any of the breads and stuff. It's so restrictive there that you are not even allowed to take home food from restaurants because if you take food home and you get sick from eating it, the restaurant is liable. They will shut the
Interesting.
restaurant down. So like,
well, we have a similar policy in the U.S. The food can't be given to homeless people. It's
no,
just
but this is
thrown
just
away.
take out. Like if I don't finish my pasta at a
No,
restaurant,
I
I
get
can't
it.
have.
No, I get
It's
it.
just
I get it.
crazy.
Well, let's just go back to the ultra process. We're a little bit divergent on that. Just because you wanted to claim that you had a girlfriend, I don't know how we got on that topic, which is irrelevant to most of the audience. Okay, the one fan of yours now is upset. Okay,
Yeah, right,
great.
right.
The non-gender specific fan. We don't judge anybody on this episode. We don't care. So even breakfast cereals are ultra processed, which is cereal is the worst thing. I grew up
Oh,
the 80s and 90s, the 80s in particular, were the worst diet. I mean, like, we grew out of Chernobyl kind of like consumables, Lunchables,
fruit
these fake.
roll-ups,
Oh, by the way, I love Gushers. Gushers are another one.
gushers.
Oh,
It's
so good.
plastic, man. It's sugary plastic.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. Even some protein shakes. This is where I was going to go to it,
Yeah.
which is why I've now gone to very clean hydrolyzed proteins or plant-based proteins. And I look at the ingredients because even then they can have additive flavors, right?
Yeah.
You want to avoid it. And that can cause GI issues. Like for me, like sucralose, all those things that they add in. So now they're using natural kind of flavoring alternatives. You've probably seen this, like monk fruit, right? Which doesn't taste good. I'd rather just not have it, you
Yeah.
know? So it's
I
like
actually
that.
don't mind it, but
Okay. Do you like that one? What's that
ice
that
cream, Gyoza?
soda that's the
Oh,
natural soda? It leaves that weirdo
no.
taste in the back.
No, I don't drink. The only soda I drink is Pepsi Max or Pepsi Zero.
I don't like Coke Zero, man. That's the best.
No, no.
Pepsi Zero is good. But you know what? If I drink Pepsi, I go Diet Cherry Pepsi.
I've
That's
not
the
had that,
best.
but I've seen it.
Oh, trust me, you want that one, okay? You want that one. Even certain breads, if they're fortified and they can be processed
Well, it's
and
the
go ahead.
folic acid that
Well,
wrecks you.
yeah. So, well, listen, that's actually not an process. That's not the processing for the ultra process. What it is the preservatives that are added
Yeah.
in. And we don't have a good example on the Sour Patch Kids because you don't really need preservatives because high sugars like syrups they don't go bad, right? So those things. So what problem is people don't realize a candy bar and a protein shake that you consume may actually both be in that same classification of an ultra processed food.
Mm.
Now, they can be the same ultra processed food, but they may either aid or impair recovery differently. So let's go through it. So which is the question, or the fact or the fiction, which is ultra processed foods are equally harmful Fact or fiction?
Oh, I'm gonna say fiction.
Fiction. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There may be a preservative added to like whole grain bread to preserve it longer. Yeah, that's not ideal, but still, that may be better beneficial value than your Sour Patch Kids. So you cannot lump them all together. But in general, we had that rule in the other episode, if you remember correctly, where we talked about um, pick out ingredients or pick out food that there's no more than 2 or 3 ingredients on the back of
Yeah.
the wrapper, right?
Yep.
So what does what does the evidence show? The biggest and the best study is 2024. This was the largest ever study on ultra processed foods. And they looked at 10 million people across a bunch of different studies. We call that a meta-analysis. They took all of these studies, they lumped them together, and they came up with some evidence. And they found the following, which was not disputed. Ultra processed foods and its consumption, and of course, it depends upon the extent of consumption, all led to what? Increased cardiovascular disease, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, poor mental health outcomes, and higher mortality. Now let's talk about me. I eat healthy, very clean, maybe 1 to 2 meals a week of meat. And
Mm-hmm.
that's like ground turkey or salmon. And I'm not judging. We talked about the meat and not meat and whatever.
Yep.
And I exercise, in shape, and yet I'm on Crestor and I
Oh,
have
really?
advanced heart disease. So the point being, we all have a genetic sensitivity or protective feature. There are also people like, Uncle Jim, right? Everyone has an Uncle Jim, smokes, drinks scotch, steak every day, potatoes, McDonald's, Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, and they're 80 years old and ticking away, right?
Yep. Yep.
My father, stud athlete, now he's slowed down, but 86 years old, eats what he wants. My mom's on him. And I said, 86, do whatever you want, man. Like at that point. So at the end of the day, going back to that study, what they found was an association between ultra processed foods and worse health outcomes. Association does not prove causation, right?
Right.
Smoking associated with higher risk of lung cancer, but we all know smokers who can smoke who don't get lung cancer. There's a stronger association. It does not imply causation, okay? But in general, the data is very consistent. Those who consume those ultra processed foods in general have a poorer health outcome.
Yep.
So the problem, though, is those who consume it also, in general, exercise less, sleep less, eat fewer fruits and vegetables, have higher caloric intakes, smoke more frequently, and as result have higher metabolic disease, right? So all these things kind of add up. Think about it this way. Since you switched over to eating healthy, it's really hard to hit your caloric intake eating healthy.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, because you have to eat so much of whole foods. Like
Yes. You got to eat like broccoli, like you got to eat like plates of broccoli. You got to eat like.
Whereas you could eat 600 calories of an ultra processed food and you're not satiated at all.
That's right. You could consume 2 or 3 bags of Sour Patch Kids, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
But you want to have 6 bowls of broccoli? I mean, besides being like crop dusting, we already talked about besides crop dusting, it's going to be like some stomach distending, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? And a great tip I tell people who are transitioning to eating clean meat when you eat out or you go somewhere, drink 1 or 2 glasses of water before you go to dinner. Just drink it, pound it, drink it. You can enjoy your dinner, but you'll eat a lot less of it, and it's going to be high calorie anyway. So now we have to figure out, now scientists are trying to figure out exactly where does the risk come from on the ultra high process side? Is it the content? Is it the calorie amount? Is it the combination with all the health detriments? All of that. But the reality is those that consume it don't know they're consuming it to such an extent. Right?
Yeah.
And you also see people who try to consume things in a healthy fashion who just unintentionally don't. For example, there's someone I know at work that comes in the morning and does the following. It's the same thing. And they're not in the best of shape. They're overweight and they do the following, but they eat healthy and they are in a weird in a way that's not beneficial. So they they come in and you know this kind of what I'm leading to. They consume a banana. Banana, sugar, high calorie, gets you hungrier, right? They follow that up with yogurt, flavored yogurt with the jelly, and then they add in granola,
Mm.
right? Then they have slices of pineapple. Then they have after that they have what is it called? Jesus, like a toasted bread.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
it's a grain multigrain, but by the time it's 10 or 10, 30, 11, they have consumed 12 to 1400 calories, right? It's all healthy. Apple slices, adding another more sugar, right? Not necessarily the best for you, not the worst. This is all natural, but high caloric consumption. And then for lunch, eat a salad. The salad is lettuce. Lettuce, just for the audience, lettuce has almost no nutritional value.
It's
It is the
water.
lowest form. Yeah, it's water. You better have kale or spinach as
Yeah.
the base, but lettuce, nothing. It's just water. Like you get a big wedge salad, zero nutritional value. You may feel better, but you might as well just throw it out. Zero nutritional value. And when I say zero, there's some. I mean, it's better than nothing. And then what do they do? The heavy dressing, and then the bacon bits on top, right? So by lunch, they've consumed unintentionally 2,500 calories
Jeez.
of healthy
Yeah.
stuff. That's like intent gone awry. So let's go back to the recovery connection. We talked about this. You're in a catabolic state after you work out, right? You're breaking down things. What does your body need to recover?
Uh, Protein.
It needs protein in its most elemental form, amino acids, right? It needs
Yeah.
protein, amino acids. Absolutely. What else does it need?
It's gonna need some carbs for
It's going to
glycogen
need some
storage.
carbs because you need to replace glycogen. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's going to need healthy fats, which have a lot of caloric value to them. And it's going to need vitamins and minerals, which are the substrate. The the process is the backbone for these enzymatic reactions. That means to put it all together, to take all the stuff, break it down, and then to reconstitute. So if your diet afterwards consists of, which happens, oh, I just burned off 300 calories, I'm going to have a bag of chips and soda, which is, everyone has to enjoy fast food, sugary content. You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
So, bodybuilders, we talked about this, you'll consume a little bit of sugar, right? You
Mhm.
can enjoy that. Sour Patch Kids, a lot of bodybuilders use pixie sticks.
Nerd gummy clusters are big now for me.
Don't get me started. Don't get. Are you trying to get me fired up, man? Oh God, I just lost my chain. I suck on that
Yeah, the
the juice.
little
Yeah,
yeah,
the little whatever it is, a little globule. Everyone else with a neurotic disease like me and you, they all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay,
that's right.
normal
Yeah.
people don't go through these issues, but we
Yeah.
we are. So, yeah, and in fact, hardcore bodybuilders, and I don't get this, they will just consume the spoon of the dextrose.
Mhm.
They'll portion it out, and
Yeah.
that's like when you're getting to like extreme
Elite.
levels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
elite levels. So the problem is you consume soda, you consume chips, you consume fast food, you consume the calories, but you don't give the micronutrients that your body needs for muscle repair,
Yeah.
that you don't give it the protein. You don't give it the adequate nutrition for tendon and ligamentous repair. So there is good evidence to suggest the improper nutrition afterwards leads to higher rates of inflammation, and inability to reduce that inflammation and recover, and delays your recovery. So let me ask you this. This is a little bit of a tricky question. Fact or fiction? Ultra processed foods directly cause inflammation.
I would say fiction.
Fiction. And I'll say it's mixed because
Yeah.
we don't know whether the processing alone is the culprit, or the overall packaging, meaning the excess sugar,
Mhm.
the excess calorie, the low fiber, the poor nutrient density. We don't know any of those things. I think what happens though with people is they kind of abide by that, I cheated and now it's ruined my recovery, and they kind of give into it,
Yeah.
like that's not, there's when you get to a certain level of health and fitness, and people I think misuse the cheat. It's not a cheat day. You're not cheating the whole day. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be cheating so that it's like, okay, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and whatever it may be. I would argue if you're going to do that, and it's okay to take off time, and listen, everyone's goals are different, then eat in portion control, you know, right?
Yeah.
Cheat meal is ideal. Singular meal. One burger's not going to reduce or cause chronic inflammation, and one salad is not going to create optimal health. I was in Moab with my buddy this past week. Have you been to Moab? Have you heard of
No,
Moab?
I've heard
Moab
of
is
it.
the darkest place in North America. I recorded with my iPhone shooting stars. I was sending you pictures.
Yep.
Fantastic. Arches in Moab, for those in the audience, it blows away Yosemite, it blows away Yellowstone, Banff, Denali. I've been to all those. Arches is worth going to.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, it's crazy because you do these hikes and you can die. People die on these hikes, and they
That's
don't
in
put any
Utah?
warning. Yeah, in Utah, it's about
How
four
far
and a
from
half
Salt Lake?
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
They don't
Okay.
even warn you can die. It's like a little one sign, and the kids are running around. You could literally die, So going back to this, I did not eat clean that whole 4 or 5 days, right? Just went out.
Yeah.
But what we did was we ate a singular meal.
Mm.
It was a heavy meal. And then everything else, we kind of just tapered it down. At least I did. I had, water. I had some protein shake and everything, but I felt full. And I got to enjoy, had pizza, had great Vietnamese food, Thai food, Mexican food. We just chose one meal a day. So there's ways to balance it out. So you can't let one meal derail you and one meal think that that's going to just change you to overall good health.
Yeah.
Which goes to the point, fact or fiction. You have to eliminate all processed foods for overall good health.
No, fiction.
That's right. At the end of the day, the number one thing we want to leave audiences with is a sustainable diet is more effective than going extreme clean, failing out, extremely bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see this person all the time, a buddy. And I think we were a victim of it. You go hardcore for like 2, 3, 4 days, right?
Yeah.
I'm just no carbs, no whatever. It's not sustainable.
No. No. There's
So
there's there's really good examples of people who like eat clean Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, their caloric intake goes up by 30%. And then if you average that out across the week, they were really never in a deficit. And then they go, why can't I lose weight? I eat healthy, 80% of the week. It's like,
I will tell you, I'm gonna play read your mind and read your life and predict what I think the single best thing that you did and I did, as far as terms of improving our health and our diet. And I tell this to everybody. It's 2 words. What am I going to say?
Whole Foods.
Well, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was going to say, but that was
Gotcha.
good, actually. Okay, that's good. I like yes, Whole Foods. All right, love it. I was going to say something else. Keep going. What else? 2 word.
Oh, I don't know. I thought I had it with Whole Foods.
Yeah, and Sour Patch Kids are 3 words, so that's not it
Yeah.
either. It's
Uh,
gonna be, and it goes with Whole Foods, but it's meal prep.
yeah. Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah. I don't meal prep as much, but I think that got me out of the cycle I was in before.
I would argue you eat very similarly day to day. You may not meal prep, but you eat very similarly day to
That is
day,
true.
which is
That is true.
okay. So now that you're regimented and you don't need to meal prep, I
Right.
would argue you're doing it unintentionally anyway.
By
Okay,
the way, you're a Costco guy, right?
I am.
Right.
Kirkland has not called me, so
Costco has this fully cooked sirloin, 2
okay.
packages in the
Yes.
refrigerated section. The
Okay.
macros are really good. It's pretty lean, and it takes.
Tag them. We need money.
That's right. You're not a big beef guy though. You don't eat beef, right?
It's okay, but audiences do. So
It's good though. It's really good.
yeah.
It's become a
I mean,
staple.
I could eat beef. I would just have to lie to my dead grandmother who I promised 30 years ago that I would. But I mean, for you, I'll do it. And for
Yeah.
$3 from Kirkland, sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
For
know,
sure.
I'll let my grandmother roll over. She's not even rolling over. She's cremated. So,
Oh,
it just doesn't really matter.
yeah.
Maybe we can convince them to call it Kernland, get a little,
Oh,
little spin-off
little knockoff
brand.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
The
you
low budget, like the TJ Maxx of Costco.
go.
So I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna challenge you. I bet you did meal prep, and that was what changed it.
Yeah.
You said I'm gonna go to a more regiment. So I think for and we have once again. I think I was speaking to you on the last episode or 2 episodes ago. You can't extrapolate where you're at to the general person listening to what we're. So I would argue whole foods absolutely, but meal prep,
Yeah.
consistent diet, making sure you hit your macros, eh, every day that's sustainable. So, for example, eat 3 or 4 days clean a week and then do your other meal 3 or 4 days and then start building up. Maybe it's then 5 days a week that you're eating clean and the weekends you can enjoy. You have to live life also. You can't be going around the clubs, crop dusting, chewing gum, and just doing what we do, right?
Yeah. That's right.
What do you
Yeah.
do now that you have a girlfriend? All this fiber and protein. What are you doing? You going outside? You hanging out outside? Going on parks,
I
walks? You can't
mean,
be inside. You're
I
toxic.
managed to find a way, take the dog out,
Dog. Are you guys
or
over this?
or
Are you guys in the
or
comfortable stage? Are you guys
blame the
too?
dog.
Okay, you too comfortable or what?
Oh yeah. Well, she's more comfortable than I am, probably.
Oh
You
man,
know?
comfortable is like the awkward transition. You're like, I don't know, I was comfortable for that moment.
Right, right.
Okay, so I would get this asked. Well, what athletes consume X, Y, and Z. Well, you're not an athlete. They're different. They're at a whole different level. Yes, they have sports drinks. They have recovery shakes. They have energy gels. They have protein powers. Their caloric consumption is out the roof. I think, what's his name? The swimmer, the stud swimmer.
Helps.
Yeah, Michael Phelps. At one point, he was consuming 13,000
Oh
calories a day.
yeah. It's insane.
13,000. Okay.
Yeah.
And he had to, Jerry Rice, because his body fat was so low, had to consume a gallon of ice cream every day, just
Yes.
so he wasn't going into muscle catabolism, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely different animal. You can't compare what they're doing. And you also can't compare to people always say to me, oh, you're in great shape and you're eating pizza. Yeah, I ate pizza for the one meal this week, but you're not watching everything else, right? And so
Yeah.
you can't be discouraged or dissuaded by that. So
Yeah.
let's make it very practical for the audience as we close this up. I would argue every meal you should consume 2 or 3 things, 2 or 3 basic categories. Actually, 3 categories. Number one, protein. Now, I think people misconstrue this. Oh, I gotta get my protein. Not every protein is the same. Protein bar, a protein whatever shake, all those things don't count the same. And protein doesn't have to be meat necessarily, but fish, poultry, Greek yogurt. We talked about this. Eggs, beans, tofu, and what you talked about, the sirloin that's already made, that's not processed, not salted at Costco, that's better than the salted beef jerky I see people like, which is
Yeah.
100% your sodium level, you're retaining water, healthy protein. 2, underappreciated, fiber, fiber,
Yeah.
fiber, fiber. Good data, and we're going to talk about this at some point, gut health. Great for blood sugar regulation and to feel satiated, right? To feel full. You need it. You need it. You need it. You need it. Which is why lettuce has no value. It's just water, right? And very little fiber content. Fruits, vegetables, there are certain fruits. We talked about this. Not the mango, not the pineapple, not the banana, the berries in general, right? Blueberries, blackberry, raspberry, strawberry. That's kind of the ones you want to consume. And fats, healthy fats in small concentrations. You see people who consume boatloads of nuts, right? Like almonds are good, but almonds are very calorically dense. So you want to limit the serving of it. Pistachios, heavily salted. Cashews, not good for you. Avocado is a great one. You know what I get, which is a little bit salted, but it's easy. Costco also has it. The guacamole dip, the big can, the big tub,
Oh yeah. I
the
found
big.
a I found recently found edamame, like dried edamame.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
good.
Another one. Yes,
Yeah.
and the healthy fats they have like smoked it's not smoked, but salmon.
Hmm.
Salmon can be good. Remember we talked about the metal content.
Yep.
The other thing that people don't get in recovery post workout is hydration.
Yeah.
You start cramping. You don't excrete all the waste products. How much water do you consume when you work out and post workout, and then during the day?
Um, a good amount. I feel like I've got, a water bottle that I just fill up pretty regularly.
What are you looking at? How many times are you filling that up in a day? What are you doing? Audience needs to know.
Probably 3 to 5 times a day.
How many ounces is it? 32-ounce ones?
Yeah, it's like a 32. Yeah.
Yeah. So my point is, people are drinking 3 to 4 cups of water a day, and then they're drinking caffeine, which is a diuretic. I go through the same thing: 4, 5, 6 refills on a 32 ounce.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goal of the 1 gallon is really like important.
Yeah.
So the 1 gallon of water per day, and it's actually not that hard if you're drinking consistently.
Yeah.
So, and especially if you're working out. My son works out; he's not drinking the water. I tell him all the time, it is important. The number one thing out of all of this, post recovery and diet, which is kind of an ultra high processed food, is consistency. Whatever you're going to do it consistently. It's okay. You know what? You go work out and you want to go enjoy a burger. It's okay. You just can't do it every time.
Yeah.
You want to go enjoy some chips? Absolutely. You just can't do it every time. So I don't want this to come off as like dogmatic and say you have to do this X, Y, and Z. You want to do it so that it is consistent. And maybe you do it 3, 4, 5 times a week and you build up, or 2 or 3 times a week, but you have to build up to it.
Yeah.
I would argue you and I changed in parallel paths because you went down your CrossFit cult, remember?
Yeah.
Right? Right? You're telling me we talked about this all the time. That's all you talked about, right? All you talked about every time I'd see you. Like, hey man, how's it going? How's the weather? Oh, CrossFit. Then my gym, the temperature's like it had nothing to do with anything. Hey, it's a cool shirt you're wearing. Oh, it's CrossFit. Like that's all you talked about. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're laughing. You're laughing because it's true. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Every
was
day you talked about CrossFit. Every
I
day.
was in it, man. I was
Then what
deep.
happened? Then what happened?
I blew out my shoulder.
I'm not laughing at you. You did.
I
You
know.
did.
I
But
know.
you have to be consistent. Now you're getting older, right? They're growing the mustache out. It'll whiten out. You get the white nose hair eventually. You
Yep.
have to be consistent. That's the key. So what are the big takeaways? Ultra processed foods, they are not poison. You're not going to die from the Sour Patch Kids. You're not going to die from the soda, but you are going to limit your recovery. At the end of the day, if you rely upon them as your primary nutrient driver and you sacrifice the healthy protein, the fats, the start, the not starch, but the fiber, the vegetables, all those things, you are going to succumb to these diseases of chronic inflammation. Recovery thrives on sleep, which we talked about, and nutrition, protein, fiber, healthy fats, and the simple thing, hydration. That's the foundation. It's not perfection. You don't have to be 100% all in, but you need to be consistent with it.
Yep.
What did I miss?
Transparent Labs. Use code SROCA, save 10%.
Can
It's
I ask you?
clean. It's
Can I
good.
ask you a question? Can I ask you a
Yeah.
question?
I'm up to 19 total dollars of
What's
commission.
your girlfriend's name?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Do you share 5% with Aaliyah?
No.
No, audience, he paused. Just remember, Aaliyah, make sure you listen to that, okay? He's carving you out of
But
the
we
19.
share all the electrolytes and stuff we get product.
Whatever, man.
What's
I'm
mine
just
is
saying.
hers.
Okay, I'm just saying you don't share the royalties. I get it. Hey, I don't judge. I don't judge. Listen,
Yeah.
you do you, man. You do you. All right. So at the end of the day, I would tell people, and a simple thing, and you don't have to do this if you don't want, but if you're trying to get to that point, what's really simple is for a week, do a food journal.
Yep.
It's crazy. And I mean, record it. Don't
Yeah.
record on your phone. Write it down. Write it down. Record what you eat. After a week, start saying, look back and say, can I reduce 25% and go to Whole Foods? And then make it sustainably and incorporate that. No judgment, but what it does is it brings awareness to you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, very good evidence, eating healthy, and we'll talk about gut biome, reducing chronic inflammation, improves recovery, helps with pain potentially, and definitely correlated with longevity.
Yeah.
So we're going to tag Kirkland, we're going to tag Jim Stepani, and we're going to tag Sour Patch Kids.
So,
Wouldn't that be badass if our health podcast was
sponsored by
sponsored by Sour Patch
Mondelez,
Kids?
Mondelez or whatever the.
Yeah. Put out a bidding war, man. I'll
Hey
take what.
man, the day they come out with protein Sour Patch Kids,
Have you seen this protein vodka they're doing now and protein
dude,
alcohol?
Starbucks has protein coffee.
I
It's
know.
it tastes like booty. It's
I
terrible.
grew up in the no fat, or high sugar, no fat, low
Oh,
fat. Remember that was like the talk. It's like, hey, you
yeah,
don't want fat. So all these things are fads. Just continue to eat
yeah,
healthy.
it's insane.
Until next time, strength, longevity, very simple. Consistency, whole foods, and a practical diet that you can maintain. Right?
That's right.
And not going 50-50 on with your significant other on royalties.
That's right.
Priceless.
Correct.
Priceless. All right. We're out. I'm your host, Dr. Kern Singh, joined by Alex Roca. Hopefully, let's get Dave on next time.
All
Until
right.
next time, thank you for listening.